Paradigms. Definition 1. A pattern or model. Definition 2. In the context of StrataQuest, the model by which we evaluate or choose to interpret the world around us. In the study of StrataQuest, we frequently refer to paradigms, as they are the various patterns by which we evaluate our environment, therefore shaping our considerations, opinions and attitudes. This is important as it colours everything we see into the way we see it, and has a significant part to play in problems and difficulties, as well as our high points and wins. Largely based in our early cultural and societal upbringing, paradigm thinking is one of the main influences affecting our abilities to handle or cope with life situations. If raised in a Muslim society, we would view everything from a Muslim perspective. If of communist upbringing and education, our viewpoints would be communistic. Such are examples of paradigms in action. In the complexity of life, we come from a great number of unsuspected paradigms. We have an attitude on just about everything, some of them pretty weird and way off planet, as a result of paradigm thinking. We all hold views on things like morality, justice, taxation, politics, religion, education, genetic engineering, purple moo cows, and on for pretty close forever, coloured and influenced by one paradigm or another, some appropriate, others from the weirdness of the twilight zone. When we carry on emotionally about the need to harshly punish criminals and evil people, we are in fact coming from a punishment-based paradigm picked up who knows where along the way, and now acting out in an automatic manner. In the presence of such an influence, we find it hard to inspect or reach any other conclusion than that dictated by the paradigm being enacted. As we're unaware of them, they seldom arise for inspection. It's as though we have put in a row of machines to do our thinking for us, each cutting in whenever its relevant subject arises, and saving us the trouble of being at the wheel or having to be responsible for our responses. In fact, a pre-programmed computer that can be relied on to come up each time with the same, usually wrong, answer. As the creation of these paradigms are based on the past of our experiences, many of their computations are terribly out of date, having been surpassed years ago, or simply irrelevant, being used to address problems they were never designed to apply to. Simply being aware of paradigm thinking is a start on the road out. Inspection of the area will, over time, increasingly reveal more information as the need arises and our consciousness expands to accommodate ever-expanding areas of focus. As we'll be referring to this syndrome with frequency, it's a good time to begin building familiarity with the subject by doing an inspection, either together in a group environment or the hard way by personal contemplation, of examples of this syndrome acting out in you or other people's lives. By doing this, you will also be learning how to make inspections, also a major part of StrataQuest's teaching technology. This is in itself breaking up your normal learning paradigms, which discourage inspection and personal ownership, requiring instead a passive acceptance and belief in the data, much of it false, that was fed you under the misappraised headings of education, child rearing and indoctrination. A symptom of a paradigm in action is when we feel a need to defend or protect some viewpoint or other. The automatic response is trying to re-establish itself in the face of inspection. When true intelligent appraisal is in evidence, there is very little or no negative energy generated that triggers an automatic fight for survival. Certainly, there may be need to explain or clarify the viewpoint, but the need to defend, protect, attack back, convince, or control another's attitude is noticeably of low profile or even absent entirely. You ever had a conversation with a political or religious bigot? completely paradigm controlled and very, very threatened by anything looking like a countering or conflicting viewpoint. Discussion of the subject becomes fruitless to pursue, being rejected unless it is in complete accord and agreement with the threatened paradigm. A lot of heat and energy is evidenced, indicating the irrationality of the locked-in stance being adopted. In the face of this, inspection, discussion, or intelligent debate is disallowed. Nothing other than complete agreement is permitted. A major thrust of StrataQuest's re-education model is aimed at the progressive removal of inappropriate paradigms that control our thinking patterns, preventing applicable attitudes and ability to handle those things that bedevil us. As study proceeds, paradigms will be revealed, and each may be corrected, changed, or dispensed with as dictated by intelligence rather than reaction. So let's get on without further ado and enter into an inspection and sharing with others to see what we come up with. Don't be surprised if everything seen is initially paradigm-based. That's normal. But also the beginning of recognition and regaining the intellectual power that is yours by right and dint of reclaiming. Off you go now. Thank you for your involvement.